Hello friends, today we are going to see about maximum likelihood and how it is equivalent to least square error hypothesis. We have seen something about maximum likelihood in the previous class when we have seen about Bayes theorem. Let us quickly review the concepts of Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem, I already told you that you should keep in mind that Bayes theorem is nothing but you are going to calculate the posteriori probability. So if you know the a priori probability and the joint probability of any events or hypothesis, then you can easily find out the posteriori probability. And for a particular prediction problem, you have different number of hypotheses, and you have to calculate posteriori probability for each and every hypothesis. Then using Bayes theorem, then which hypothesis gives the maximum value will be chosen for the result, right? So this is the Bayes theorem we have seen. So Bayes theorem is the maximum a posteriori probability is equivalent to the maximum likelihood function, right? So let me tell what is the intuition of maximum likelihood. Likelihood is nothing but it is also a probability, right? So I can say that it is a joint probability also. Here we are having some I am going to find out some fixed value of data, right, for different values of hypothesis, right? So what is the output of this data for different hypothesis, and it is calculated, then it is called as the maximum likelihood. I can what to say, but that is the likelihood function. Any event, right? I can say that any event will have the characteristics of some normal distribution, probability distribution, right? Any an uncertain event is following some distribution. It may be uniform distribution, exponential distribution, binomial distribution, or normal distribution. So according to the probability distribution, we have to find out the likelihood function, and the parameter which maximizes the likelihood function is called as the parameter estimation of the maximum likelihood. So in what way it is useful in this regression problem, right? In the first class itself we have seen that machine learning problem can be distinguished into two categories, namely a classification and a regression problem. Classification problem means it is that is the output or outcome or target values are discrete in nature, and regression problem means the target values are having some real values, right? So in this topic we are going to see about maximum likelihood function, in what way it is useful in finding out the best hypothesis. And also we are going to prove that this maximum likelihood function is equivalent to the minimum error function, that is the least squared error hypothesis, right? So under certain assumptions, for any hypothesis or any modeling, we are going to have some assumptions, right? Under certain assumptions, any learning algorithm that minimizes the squared error between the output hypothesis predictions and the training data will output a maximum likelihood hypothesis. So this is definition. As I have already told you in every class, I am repeatedly telling you that if you are given some 1000 data set, right, and 1000 data values, and each data contains some attributes and one target value, right? For I am considering this one as a target, a classification problem. So out of it I am going to take 80% of the given examples, that is I am saying that the data sets are otherwise I can say that they are examples, 1000 examples. Suppose if you are given 1000 examples, 750 examples or 800 examples are considered for training, and remaining 250 or 200 examples are kept for testing. Okay, so that is while executing any machine learning algorithm, any classification algorithm, we have seen several classification algorithm in the previous chapters. So if you use any classification algorithm, then we ultimately we are going to find out the hypothesis which will minimize the prediction, that is error between the actual output and the prediction one, right? So here we are saying that the hypothesis which gives the minimization of the squared error between the prediction and the actual output is equivalent to the maximum likelihood hypothesis. So the significance of this result is that it provides Bayesian justification. We have already seen the Bayesian formula under certain assumptions for many neural network and other curve fitting methods that attempt to minimize the sum of squared errors over the training data. So neural network problem also we have seen, and curve fitting example is nothing but our linear regression or logistic regression function, right? Linear regression is for regression problem y is equal to mx plus c. We have to fit the given data into the straight line and we have to map this one, and for logistic regression we have to use the sigmoid function for curve fitting. Then let us enter into the maximum likelihood function. Learner L considers an instance space X and a hypothesis H consisting of some class of real valued function, right? So in our previous examples in concept learning, we have from the second chapter onwards we have seen one typical example of playing a sport, right? Depending upon the weather condition, outcast or wind or rain, right? Some parameters, some attributes have been considered, and we have classified whether the particular for a particular day or whether the guy will enjoy the sport or not, right? Here that is we have to build a learning system, and a learner consider an instance space X. Instance space is nothing but your examples, right? And a hypothesis space H, that is this is the hypothesis. We have learned how to formulate or frame different types of hypotheses, right, using version space methodology in concept learning, right? So consisting of some class of real valued functions. So here that is my X is mapped with some real valued function. In the previous cases, that is in the classification problem, we have seen it may be either 0 or 1, whether he enjoys the sport or not, yes or no, right? So here I am going to map with my instance space to some real value number. The problem faced by L is to learn an unknown target function f, which tends to, we have to map it with that is the new function is given to you. You have to that is for a particular instance you have to frame one target function, right? In our first chapter itself, how to build a learning model, we have to define one target function, right? So you have to learn one target function which should map your instance X to a real number which might be drawn from the several hypotheses what you have framed, right? See, a set of M training examples is provided to you, whether where the target value of each example is corrupted by random noise drawn according to a normal probability distribution. Let me tell you one example, right? Actually, we have some 14 examples, I think, in the Enjoy Sport problem. We have been given 14 examples. Out of the 14 examples, for outcast is sunny, wind is strong, and for rainy the boy is enjoying the game, yes, right? For other set of features, the boy, whether the boy enjoys or not, no. So the output value, right, whether the output is 0 or 1, yes or no, it may be corrupted by random noise, but because I am not sure whether it has been observed. It has been observed. The examples are nothing but it has been observed for the past 10 years or past 1 week or past 1 month, right? So while doing observation, we might have missed something, and that is some wrong values have been entered in the output, right? So this is what here it is mentioned. A set of m training example is provided whether the target value of each example is corrupted by randomness. I am not saying that all the values are corrupted, but it is the error is randomly distributed. The randomness follows the pattern of normal distribution, right? We can see why we are following this normal probability distribution in the later class. So now you are assuming that that is the data provided to you, that is the examples provided to you is not perfect. It has some errors, right? So this error, this noise is distributed in the normal probability manner, right? So each training example is the pair of the form. Normally we write this like this, xi di, right? Form xi di, where di is equal to f of xi plus a, where f of xi means f is the unknown target function you are framing. According to the learning methodology, you are forming the value f, right? xi is the actual example plus this is the error, right? The plus ea is the error. If error is 0 means my dA is correctly fitting with my original value. dA is equal to f of xi. Here f of xi is the noise free value of the target function and a is a random variable representing the noise, right? So each training example is in the form of xi dA. நார்மலாக நம்ம வந்து இந்த xi dAங்கிற ஃபார்மில் தான் ஒவ்வொரு ட்ரைனிங் எக்ஸாம்பிளையும் எழுதுவோம். where xi is the sample of my instance space capital X, right? So di is the what I am predicting about this one, right? This is obtained by f of xi plus ei, where f is the unknown target function I am finding out from my learning model, right? So f of xi plus ei is the noise, right? Random noise. As I have told you, this is following the pattern of normal probability distribution. It is assumed that the values of the ei are drawn independently and that they are distributed according to normal distribution with zero mean. You might have heard of this normal distribution in your communication systems. That is the noise which will be mixing with your received signal is IID noise, independent identically distributed noise, right? The normal distribution means you will see it will be represented by capital N of mu comma sigma square, right? Mu is the mean and sigma square is the variance.